Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back. Here in this channel we usually talk about business, and the kind of business that we talk about here is spare parts business. I am a seller of spare parts, and I think I'm the best person to advise those people who are entering in this business on what this business is all about, what it entails, and what you will face when you enter into this kind of business. This is one of the good and lucrative businesses we have around here, and this is a business that can give you money and change your life. Are you there and you would want to know more about being in spare parts business? You are in the right place. I am here to enlighten you and to open your eyes to see this business. I know most of the people have talked to you. Maybe you have approached a few people and have asked about this business, and they have discouraged you by telling you that this is a business whereby you can start. If you don't have $500,000 and above, 1.5, 1 million, you cannot do this kind of business. That person didn't want you to get into business. I'm telling you that this business is doable and it can be done by anybody. It doesn't matter where your financial situation, your category in life, you can do it. All what is required of you is interest. Be interested in the business. Be patient, because most people drop out of businesses because of lack of patience. You have to be very, very patient. And no matter what kind of business that you want to start, it doesn't matter whether it's spare parts or no. You have to be very patient. Patience is the key. Patience is the key. If you see that things are not going on well for you in that business, the best thing is not to quit. The best thing is to change the narrative, the story. You change your approach. You maybe approach that business in a different angle. And this business is not exceptional. Selling of spare parts is not that kind of business that people usually tell you that you get rich overnight. It is not a get-rich scheme. If you are here for a get-rich scheme, oh my friend, look for another kind of business to do. This is a business where you need nurturing. You have to nurture this kind of business. Selling of spare parts is not for the faint-hearted, or it is not for those people who are trying trial and error. No. You cannot try and error in this one. This business is very wide. It is one of the widest businesses in Kenya. And each one of us, including myself, we have our share in this business. I cannot sell everything. I cannot stock everything. I cannot have that one big shop. Such that, okay, there's people who have those big shops. You envy them. I also envy them. When I go to big shops in industry like Shamas, I envy those people. Mocha, I envy them. I envy so many businesses that I see. And I am a person who wants to know more about where people came from. And most of them, they usually tell me that they started somewhere. There was a journey. Nobody started from above. Most of them tell me that they have been employed in shops. Most of them tell me they have had a history of having someone in their family with this kind of business, and that is where they picked. And there are some people like myself. I didn't have a history. I didn't know anybody. I just ventured. I learned through the hard way. I didn't have anyone to explain to me the way I am explaining to you. I just entered my feet there, and I made a lot of mistakes along the way. My friend, I don't want you to make that kind of a mistake. At the same time, I'm not giving you a shortcut into it. I'm just in for this video is for information purposes. At the end of it all, you are the decision maker. You know what to do. You know what you want, or whether or not you want to venture in this kind of business. Without wasting so much time, let's jump into some of the points that I would like us to discuss today. I would want you to, first of all, I want to introduce to you what is a spare parts business. For those of you who don't know, spare part business involves selling of spare parts to that vehicle that is grounded. It might be grounded in the garage. It might be lying in somebody's compound, and it needs a particular part. That is where me and you come in. You have to get that spare part. You sell to that garage, you sell to that owner, so that they can fix it to their car, and the car can be roadworthy once more. There are people who buy spare parts not because their car has broken down. They buy because maybe the part was stolen, maybe they want to upgrade, maybe they want to facelift their vehicles, maybe from old to a more newer model of that particular vehicle. So when you are stocking spare parts, when you want to sell spare parts, first of all, you have to read the market. You need to know which cars are on our roads. When you get to know them, then you know if nowadays I see Hondas, I see Mazdas, I see Toyotas, Nissans, Lexus, and many other and many other models of cars on our roads. Yeah, it is important for you to know these models so that when you're bringing in your spare parts, you don't bring spare parts of a model of a vehicle that is not seen in our roads. You'll be making a lot of loss, and in fact, you won't even sell anything. You just throw the parts away. So when you know the models of the cars that are there, again, you need to know which cars have frequent breakdowns. For example, let me give you an example of a model of cars like Subaru. Subaru is a very fast car, very fast. And so maybe not. Most people drive it carelessly and very fast, and especially our young people, they drive it, and most of them, they do cause accidents. So these parts of Subarus, maybe you would want to stock the parts of a Subaru, and so maybe that is your line. Maybe you want Toyotas, maybe you want Hondas, maybe you want any model that you would want to have the stocks of, you can have. Secondly, know what parts of a car are fast moving. Are they the body parts? Are they the suspension parts, engine parts? What are these types of spare parts that are fast moving? When a car gets an accident, what is mostly affected is the body. So you find that the headlights are broken. You find that in fact, you see them in the insurance garages, and the most affected part of a vehicle are the body parts and the suspension parts. So get to know all these parts so that you can have an informed decision of exactly what parts you want to stock. Second, the third point is, okay, first you have known the kind of cars that we have on our roads, the kind of parts that are fast moving. Then you go to, are they readily available? Are they readily available? Where do you get these spare parts? Maybe where do you get the stock to stock in your shop? One, we have wholesale shops in town. When you go to town, you find these shops that sell at wholesale prices. You can buy from them, and then you put your small profit markup and resell that part. You can decide to import from outside. The main market is the Dubai market. We have the Japan market. We have UK. We have Singapore. All these are markets where you can get your spares to come and resell. It also depends on your strength. If you have the strength to import, the better. If you do not have that strength, you can buy from wholesale, or you can get from the salvaged yards that we have around. When you get your parts, where do you sell them from? That is our point number 5. Where do you sell them? from? Do you want to rent a shop? Do you want to rent a store? Do you want to hook them? Or do you, where exactly are you thinking of selling these spare parts from? When you talk of renting a shop, we have, you can rent a shop in town, in the spare parts district, that is Kirinyaga Road and Glogon. There we have different kind of shops. We have shops that you are supposed to pay goodwill, maybe $1 million and above. You have another category that you maybe pay goodwill of 100,000 and above. And you have some other shops that do not ask for goodwill, but they ask for rent, maybe 3 months rent or 5 months rent. Again, you can, better still, you can get a very small shop. We call it a display. Maybe it's a very, the size of a bathroom. Sorry, the size of a bathroom, whereby you just display your items in front there, and then you go and rent a store. There is a very, those big buildings in Shabil area and Hebatula area, on top there, those are stores. You go and rent a store there where you put your wares of what you have bought, maybe from you have imported or you have bought from wherever. You just put them there, and then you go to your small display shop and display one item each of what you have in the store. So when a customer comes and maybe he will ask, maybe I want a headlights for something like Lexus. You tell the person, wait for a moment, I have a store, let me go and get it for you from the store. You just go and you're in business. When you get to know all these things, you are set to start your spare parts business. More of that, I will keep on teaching you. Next time, I'm going to teach you on each category. Spare parts comes in different categories. Just to mention a few, we have body parts, we have suspension parts, we have interior parts, we have wiring and electricals. I'm going to touch on each category, teaching you in body parts, what do we mean, what do we have in body parts? Things like bonnets, bumpers, grills, all those things. I will teach you practically, and I will show you a picture of that item, of what I'm talking about. When I tell you that this is a bumper, front bumper, I will teach you and I'll tell you this is the front bumper, this is the rear bumper, this is the front grill, this is the inner grill. I will show you all those things practically, and you will get to understand exactly what you are entering into when you want to sell those parts of a vehicle. Thank you so much for listening to me. Please like my video, subscribe, and press the button so that when I upload those things, that information that I have talked to you about, you'll be the first person to know that I have uploaded it. And thank you so much for listening to me. Until next time, bye bye.